Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Take a comfortable seat, please. So welcome this morning to Rise Up Yoga. And first, everyone just take a deep breath. Deep breath collectively, even though we are apart as I teach this class, as you take this class, we are still together. We are still a community. And it has been a challenging week. It has been a heavy week. There have been so many difficult things that have come to light. I think what's interesting, however, also to remember is that there are always really difficult, really awful, really ugly, really unfortunate things that are existing all the time. And in this past week, couple weeks, we have really been called to pay attention. We have really been called to recognize the existence that has been existing, but that is coming to a heightened point of racism, of injustice, of hate. It has been some hard pills to swallow, and yet it cannot be turned away from. We can no longer shelter ourselves or remain ignorant or naive or choose not to care, because this is humanity. This is our, humanity is our race, humans, people. We all have a beating heart. We are connected by that. We are connected by that. And so what I wanted to create with this particular class was this chance to come together, to stand up, to wake up, to rise up, to be and choose to act and change together. We're being asked, like I said, we're being asked to really pay attention, to actually open our eyes. We're being called to listen, to learn, to take action, to reflect. We are being called to unveil ourselves, right? Sometimes I claim, I'm paying attention, I'm involved, I'm doing what I can, and I'm not. It's not enough. It's time to wake up even more, to have the conversations that we may want to avoid, to notice and recognize and understand maybe what we can't quite understand, but open our hearts and our minds to what is existing around us. We're being asked to get uncomfortable. And I know that I often, when I get uncomfortable, I retreat. And it depends on what it is that's making me uncomfortable, but I often retreat because I can. That is no longer something positive. So it's time to get uncomfortable, to stand up for what is, or how we can hold and see people as our worldwide universal kula, our community for humanity, and to stand up for love and kindness and compassion. Those are the most powerful things in the world. And as a mother of 3 young children, it is my responsibility, it is my duty and my honor to raise humans that are kind and compassionate and exude love and have open hearts and listen and learn again and make mistakes and listen and learn and do better. So I invite all of us to practice together today with strength, with compassion, maybe with sadness, with anger, with love, with kindness, to stand up, to rise up together, to be the change that is so present and needed. And this trajectory of moving forward is necessary. And I was thinking this morning about Ganesha. Ganesha is a deity. He's an elephant. He's one of my favorites. And Ganesha is both the remover of obstacles, but more importantly, he places obstacles. And Ganesha in our world is the elephant in every room that cannot be ignored. Because nothing can happen without obstacles. Obstacles are placed in our way for a reason, so we wake up. And then we have to choose, how will I navigate through, around, into these unavoidable obstacles? What lessons will I learn along the way? And how will that make us stronger, make us kinder, more loving, make change? So, go ahead and close your eyes, please. So come into your body, come into your breath. So often in yoga practice, we often ask ourselves to go inward, to pay attention with our own human experience. And that is important, and it's particularly important right now, but in conjunction with our outside experience. So we, at this point in time, need to really check ourselves on what is our internal experience? What has it been up until this point in our life? With your identity, with how you were raised, with how you've evolved as yourself. And how is that? How are you? How are we being citizens of the world? Are we paying attention to that? Because it is time to do so. And draw your hands together in front of your heart. And let's start with one Om. Exhale out all of your breath. Take a new breath in. Release your hands. Open your eyes and open them wide. Wake up. So again, move the blanket out from under you. And we're going to sit on our heels with our toes tucked under. Step right into the fire here. So if this does not work for your knees, and I want to ask all of you to get uncomfortable today. And again, there's a fine line between putting yourself in danger and pain and being physically and mentally uncomfortable. I want you to teeter on that discomfort. Again, have the self-awareness of, am I actually in fact harming myself? So pay attention to that as always. If this does not work for your knees, I invite you to grab a block or two if you need a little bit of space, but keep those toes tucked under. You can also put a blanket here between your calves and your thighs. So as you tuck your toes under, really get all 10 toes to connect to the ground. And then gently squeeze your inner ankles towards each other. So tendency here is the heels to want to roll out. So Imagine like you're trying to squeeze your heels, not to touch, but towards the midline. As your pelvis is heavy towards your hips, this might really not feel good. Often it's in the discomfort, in the uncomfortable, in the mindful discomfort that shift happens, that transformation happens, that change happens. Bring your left hand to your heart. And place your right hand over your left. And breathe. Our heart is a crucial organ for life. It beats consistently, constantly. Every single human that is alive and breathing right now has a beating heart. We all have one. And our heart holds the capacity to love, for kindness, for compassion, to feel this experience of being human. So just step into that place of the heart. Feel it beat. Feel your breath rise into your hands and fall. Three more breaths. Release your hands. And go ahead and stand up. Tadasana. So come to stand at the top of your mat. I'm going to face you just so you can see me. Look at your feet. Ground them down into your mat solidly, steadily, unwavering. Root down into your feet. Engage your legs and feel your strength. Feel that capacity of how strong you are. From that place, take a deep breath in as if you're inhaling through the soles of your feet, up through your legs, up into your spine, into your heart. Turn your palms open, up into your head space and out of the crown of your head. Close your eyes. What do you stand for right now? Are you standing up? Will you stand up? Are you willing to get uncomfortable for the sake of equality, for the sake of human rights, for the sake of our global community, for the sake of people? Whatever that is, take that in your palms and place your hands once again on your heart. Strong, steady, unwavering in the legs, full and open and receptive in the heart. One more full breath in. Open your eyes wide. Again, release your hands. You're going to take your hands and place them like they're resting on top of your shoulders. I want you to imagine like you're grabbing a hood from a sweatshirt, okay? And with that hood, I want you to take a full breath in. As you lift your heart and as you exhale, pull that hood over your head, round your upper back. Inhale, pull that hood away. Unveil yourself. Exhale, pull it back over your head. Inhale, lift it. Exhale, close it. Inhale once more. Unveil the cloak. Release your hands down. Inhale, rise up through the arms, strong, steady in the legs. Exhale, bow over bent knees, Uttanasana. Bring your feet as wide as your mat, nice wide stance. Bend your knees deeply, come up on fingertips or on blocks. Push your sits bones back behind you as you lengthen your heart forward, offer your heart forward. Find steadiness in your roots, in your foundation. Openness of the heart. Full breath in. Full breath out. Keep this stance in the legs. Keep a bend in the knees. Extend your right arm forward, your left arm forward with your palms facing each other, thumbs pointing up towards the sky. Draw your shoulder blades towards each other as if you're trying to pull your heart into your hands. You can keep your toes lifted if that helps you stay grounded in the heels. Knees bent deeply. Torso is just about parallel to the floor. Pull your belly button towards your spine to engage your abdominal muscles to help support your back, and breathe. Your legs should feel warm. They should be working. When you get to that point in this practice, within any pose or any transition, when you feel that moment of really wanting to pull away, commit to it more. Three more breaths. On the exhale, bow forward, begin to straighten the legs, keep the feet wide, Uttanasana. Shake the head back and forth. Maybe yes and no, keep a softness in the face, but the eyes open. Inhale, lengthen forward through the crown of the head, the heart. Push the sits bones back. Exhale, bow. Bend the knees deeply. Bring the hands to the hips. Draw the arm bones back, elbows back. Push down into the feet first to inhale. Rise up, stand up. With intention, with integrity. Bring your feet back to hips distance apart. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Root down through the feet as you rise up through the arms. Exhale, bow forward over bent or straight knees. Fingertips on the floor or on blocks. Inhale, lengthen forward through the crown of the head and the heart. Push the sits bones back. Exhale and bow. Hands or blocks to either sides of the ankles. Step the right foot back with intention, with integrity, with compassion as you come into a lunge. Pause. Listen. Pay attention before taking action. And oftentimes we rush to take action, whether we want to, that action is to run away from what we need to go into or to run into where we need to go, what is necessary, too fast. To taking that moment to pause, to reflect. It's just like taking a moment before you speak. So you have a mindfulness in your action and your words. So it comes from a place of integrity. Bring your hands on your front thigh. And keep the torso here. Pull your belly button in towards your spine. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, bend the back knee until the knee hovers. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bend the back knee. Inhale, up. Exhale, bend. My back leg is shaking. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bend and hover. 3 more times. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bend and hover. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bend and hover. Bring your hands down. Find a little buoyancy in that back leg. Step the right foot forward. Uttanasana as you bow. Inhale, lengthen forward through the crown of the head and the heart. Once again, sits bones push back. Exhale, bow. Hands blocks either sides of the ankles. Step the left foot back with clarity, with intention, with kindness. Pause. Bring your hands to your front thigh. Take a full breath in. Pull your belly button towards your spine. Exhale, bend the knee until it hovers. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bend. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bend. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bend. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bend. 3 more. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bend. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bend. Last one. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bend. Bring the hands down. So as the challenge comes in the lower body, as the strength comes from there, can you keep your heart open and your face soft and full of kindness? Find some buoyancy in the back leg. Step the left foot forward and bow. Inhale, lengthen forward through the crown of the head, through the heart. Push the sits bones back. Exhale and bow. Bring your feet once again as wide as your mat. Bend the knees. Bring your hands to your shoulders, just like we did in Tadasana with that hoodie, with that hood. Take a full breath in. Exhale, close that hoodie. Round the upper back. Like a cloak. Heavy, heavy cloak. It feels heavy. Inhale, unveil yourself as you lift that hood up. Lift the heart forward. Place your hands behind your head. Push your skull into your hands. Push your elbows up to the sky. like you're being pushed down, but you're trying to push back up and lift up through your heart. Then inhale, push into your feet, rise all the way up. Keep pushing the skull into your hands, push your elbows back, lift the heart up, strong, steady legs. Rise up, stand up. Release your hands down. Shake your arms out, shake your legs. Bring your feet back to hips width apart. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, bow over bent or straight legs. Inhale, lengthen forward through the crown of the head, through the heart. Push your sits bones back behind you. Exhale and bow. Hands or blocks either sides of the ankles. Intentionally step the right foot back. Let it land with the softness of compassion. Then bring your right hand to the outside of your mat and slightly in front of you. Place your palm on the floor. So the arm is about a 45-degree angle, and the hand is in front of the shoulder. Bring your left hand behind your skull. First, take a full breath in, get long in your spine, steady through your legs. Left knee is directly over your left ankle. Get long. Exhale, bring your left elbow towards your right forearm. And then inhale, open it all the way up. Lift through the elbow, push your skull into your hand, rise up, open through the heart. Strong, steady legs. Full breath in. Exhale, come all the way back down. Release the hand from the skull, place it on the mat, walk the right hand in, pause. Reflect for a moment. Buoyancy in the back knee. Step the right foot forward and bow. Inhale, lengthen forward through the crown of the head, through the heart. Push your sits bones back. Exhale and bow. Hands to either sides of the ankles or blocks. Mindfully step that left leg back. Let it land with kindness. Root down through the feet. Then take the left hand to the outside and slightly forward. Plant your palms, the arms at 45-degree angle. Integrate the arm bone into the shoulder socket. Place your right hand on the back of your skull. Take a full breath in. Find steadiness in the legs and lengthen the spine. Exhale, bring your right elbow to your left forearm. And inhale, rise it up. Push your skull gently into your hand. Draw the elbow back. Full breath in. Exhale, release the torso down. Plant the right hand down, bring the left hand back onto the mat. Find some buoyancy in that left knee and step the left foot forward. Bend both knees slightly. Inhale, stretch the arms all the way out to the sides. Push into the feet to rise up, stand up. Exhale, hands together in front of your heart. Pause. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Strong, steady legs. Root down to rise up. Exhale, bow over bent or straight knees. Inhale, lengthen forward through the crown of the head, through the heart. Exhale, bow. Hands to either sides of the ankles. Bend the knees. You can have your blocks as well. Step your right foot back with intention and integrity as you place the right foot down. Bring your hands to your front thigh. As we lift up, you're going to lift the torso up while simultaneously bending that back knee and allow it to hover. This requires strength in that back thigh. It requires steadiness, and yet it can make you feel quite unsteady. Be in that place. Bring your hands to your heart. So again, as your lower body is doing the work, it's in the trenches, find lightness, kindness, compassion, love in your heart. Breathe into that. One more full breath in. Exhale. Slowly bring the hands down. Pause. Buoyancy in the back knee. Step the right foot forward and bow. Inhale, lengthen forward through the crown of the head, the heart, push the sits bones back, softness in the face, strength in the legs. Exhale, bow. Hands blocks either sides of the ankle, step the left foot back, lunge. How do you land? Been talking about that a lot these last few weeks. Establish yourself here. Bring your hands to your front thigh. As you begin to lift up, simultaneously inhale as you rise the torso up, bend the back knee and allow it to hover. Again, be in the trenches here. Be in kindness, love, compassion here. Hands on the heart. If it is uncomfortable, you're doing it right. One more full breath in. Exhale, hands down. Pause. That back leg might feel quite heavy. Step the left leg forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise all the way up, root down first to rise up. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Pause. Inhale, rise the arms all the way up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lengthen forward through the crown of the head, through the heart. Push the sits bones back. Exhale and bow. Shake the head. Soften the face. Hands to either sides of the ankles or block. Step the right foot back, coming into a lunge. Spin your right heel onto the floor, so the outer edge of your right foot is parallel to the back of your mat. Rise up with strong, steady legs. I'm going to turn this way so you guys can just see this direction. So super strong, steady, left knee's tracking over left ankle. Variation of Virabhadrasana 2. So we are all warriors of some sort. What do you want to fight for? Stretch the arms out to either side and then go ahead and bring your right arm underneath your left. Hook your elbows and hook your hands coming into Garudasana arms. Take a full breath in, lift up through the arms like you're pulling your heart into that intertwining of the arms. Stay deeply committed to that front thigh. Look forward towards the future. And what do you see? Inhale, release the arms out, stretch them. Look over your fingertips. Full breath in. Exhale, cartwheel the arms all the way down. Lift your right heel up off the floor. Pause. Relocate here. Step the right foot forward and bow. Inhale, lengthen forward through the crown of the head and the heart. Push your sits bones back. Exhale and bow. Hands to either sides of the ankles or block. Step mindfully the left leg back. Spin your left heel onto the floor, outer edge of the left foot parallel to the back of your mat. Inhale, cartwheel the arms up with clarity. And then go ahead and cross the left arm underneath the right, coming into Garudasana, arms on the second side. Palms come together. Stay committed to that front thigh. Stay committed to that back foot. Inhale, lift the arms up, lift the heart up. Our heart can hold so much. Look forward towards the future. And untangle the arms, stretch the arms out to either side, look over the fingertips. Lift through the heart. Stay committed to the feet, stay committed to the legs. Full breath in. Exhale, cartwheel the arms down. Land. Lift the back heel up off the ground. Find buoyancy in that back leg. Step the left foot forward. Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen forward to the crown of the head and the heart. Push your sits bones back. Exhale now. Bring your hands to either sides of your ankles once again, or your block. Step your right foot back, lunge once again. Spin your back heel onto the ground, outer to the right foot, parallel to the back of your mat. Once again, I'm going to turn to face you. Bring your left elbow to your left thigh, right hand to right hip. Turn your palm open. Just take a moment to let that hand, let that heart represent putting out in the world love, kindness, compassion. But let that be matched by action. You're going to take your left elbow, rather than keeping it on the thigh, you're going to drop it forward and down so it connects with your inner thigh. And you're going to push the upper arm, elbow area, into your leg while you push your leg in at the same time. So you're creating heat, you're creating traction, but you're creating stability. Stretch your right arm straight up towards the sky and use that left arm on that left thigh to leverage your heart forward. Full breath in. Full breath out. Bring the left hand down. Bring the right arm down. Left hand to the outside of the left foot. Lift your right heel up off the floor. Pause. Sometimes we really don't want to pause. Sometimes when we give ourselves space to reflect, sometimes that's uncomfortable, but it's also necessary. Find buoyancy in that back foot. and step the right foot forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head and the heart. Push your sits bones back. Exhale and bow. Bring your hands, blocks either side of the ankles. Step the left foot back mindfully. Spin the left heel onto the floor. Outer edge of the left foot parallel to the back of your mat. Bring your right elbow to your right thigh. Left hand to your left hip. Get solid in the feet. Then allow that right elbow that's resting on the thigh to pull forward and slide down so that it no longer has a place to rest, but it can push into the leg. The leg can push into the arm as you create traction, stability, contact. Stretch the left arm up with the palm facing forward. Stay active in the hands. Use that right arm and right thigh as leverage on this side to lift through the heart. Stay steady through the back leg. Full breath in. Exhale, release your right hand down. Bring your left arm down. Right hand to the outside of the right foot. Lift your back heel. Pause. Find some buoyancy in the back leg. Step the left foot forward, Uttanasana, and bow. Inhale, lengthen forward through the crown of the head, the heart. Push your sits bones back. Exhale, bow. Inhale, rise all the way up. Strong, steady legs. Root down to rise up. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Anjali Mudra. Place your hands on your heart. Soften for a moment. Feel your heartbeat again. And all of our hearts are beating together. Release your arms down by your sides. Inhale, rise the arms up. Exhale, bow over bend or straight knees. Inhale, lengthen forward through the crown of the head and the heart. Push your sits bones back. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bow. Bring your hands or blocks to either sides of your ankles. Find some softness in the knees and then stretch the right leg back, coming into a lunge first. Pause. Turn towards you once again. Spin your back heel onto the floor, outer edge of the right foot parallel to the back of your mat. Bring your right hand to your right hip. Now here, if your hamstrings are tight, you need a little more space, please place a block underneath your left foot as we move into Trikonasana. Take a full breath in and lengthen forward through the crown of the head. Lengthen the heart forward. As you exhale, keep your torso as it is. Push into your left heel as you begin to straighten your left leg. Use the pushing into the heel to straighten the left leg. Again, either left fingertips are on the floor or on a block. Once again, take a full breath in, lengthen through the spine and the heart. And then exhale, now begin to rotate the torso towards the right. Strong, steady legs, both front and back. Inhale, stretch the right arm up towards the sky. Solid legs. Draw the arm bones towards each other, shoulder blades towards each other. Lift through the heart. Maybe shift your gaze up towards your hand. And look towards for a moment what is hopeful. There's so much heaviness right now. Sometimes it's hard to see beyond it, but what I am finding hopeful is that as we are being asked to open our eyes, to see what is existing, to take action, to reflect, to listen, to learn, there is hope in that. It's a different awakening that can create a shift. Full breath in. Exhale, stretch the right arm all the way forward as you rotate your torso at the same time towards the ground. Get a nice side body stretch. Fingertips come to the floor. Begin to bend your left knee. Spin your right heel up. Pause. Buoyancy in that back leg. And step the right foot forward to meet your left. Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen forward through the crown of the head, through the heart. Exhale, bow. Step the left foot back into a lunge. Spin your left heel onto the ground. Outer edge of the left foot's parallel to the back of your mat. Left hand comes to left hip. So your right hand is either on fingertips or on a block at whichever level you feel you need space to care for your hamstrings. Stay solid in the feet. Inhale, lengthen forward through the torso. As you exhale, push down into your right heel. Let that pushing down, let that integration start to straighten your right leg. Inhale, once again, lengthen through the spine. And then exhale, begin to open the torso to the left. Then inhale the left arm up to the sky. Maybe your gaze shifts up towards the ceiling. Draw the shoulder blades together, lift through the heart. What are you hopeful for? And what are you willing to do to get that? To find that? To create that? Anything worthwhile, anything to create, change, shift, takes work, takes getting uncomfortable, takes action, takes learning, takes growth, takes choosing the shift. Full breath in. As you exhale, stretch the left arm forward while you rotate the torso at the same time. Maybe begin to microbend that right knee. Left hand comes on the ground. Bend the right leg, lift the back heel. Pause. Find buoyancy in that back leg. Step the left foot forward. Inhale, rise all the way up, root down. First, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart. Release the arms down. Bring your hands to your hips. Bend the knees slightly. Find a little more grounding in the left leg. Lift the right leg up. Part of your foundation comes off the ground. What do you do consciously when something has literally been taken out from under you? Stabilize more. Commit more. Find more grounding in what it is you choose, you stand for. Find more grounding in love, because love is stronger than fear. Step the right foot back in super slow motion. Keep a bend in that front knee. Torso begins to come forward as we start to land that back foot. Let that left foot waver. Mine is. Bring the right foot down, and then you may need to adjust to come into a lunge. Land. Shift your torso forward to a 45-degree angle. Bring your arms behind your head, interlace them behind your skull, just like in the beginning. Push your skull back into your hands. Don't let your elbows come forward. Lift your elbows back as well. Feel your upper back activate. Stay committed to your front leg and your back toes. Find buoyancy in that back knee. And we're going to step off the back foot, coming into Virabhadrasana 3 with our arms like this. So find buoyancy as you rise and push down into that left leg. Push back through your right foot like you're pushing into a wall. You're trying to break through. Push your skull into your hands, elbows back, arm bones back. Breathe. One more full breath in. Exhale, bend that left knee as you step the right foot lightly back. Coming back into here, this lunge will lift the torso, keep pushing the skull into the hands. Elbows back, take a full breath in. Then exhale, slowly bend the right knee as if you're allowing it to hover, and then let it land. Lift up through the heart, lift up through the hands. Push into your back toes, push into your front foot. Now keep your heart lifted, lift your arms up. Lift your heart up. Full breath in. Exhale, bring your arms down. Pause. Lift your back knee. Mindfully step the right foot forward. Bend both knees. Inhale, rise up, push into the feet. Exhale, hands together in front of the heart. Release the arms down, hands to the hips. Shift your weight into your right leg. Get grounded there. Lift the left foot off the floor. Commit to that. Then slowly begin to bend the right knee as you super slow motion step the left leg back behind you. Embrace this uncertainty. And then land with the left foot. You may need to step it back and shift your stance. So here, allow your torso to come forward 45 degrees. Interlace your hands now the unnatural way, behind your head. Push your skull into your hands. Lift your elbows back. Draw your shoulder blades together. Push back. Full breath in. Then find some buoyancy in that back knee, and you're going to lift off. Come forward to Virabhadrasana 3 with your arms in this variation. Keep pushing your skull into your hand. Lift your elbows back. Push into that imaginary wall with your left foot. Breathe. One more full breath in. Then bend the right knee as you let that left leg come back and land. Lift through the torso, lift through the heart. Keep pushing the skull back, pushing elbows back, lift up, root down, rise up. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, slowly let the left knee bend as if you're going to have it hover, and then let it softly land. Push down into the floor, rise up. And lift your arms up. Lift your heart towards your hands. Full breath in. Exhale. Hands down. Lift through the back knee. plant your palms. Root down through your fingertips. Index knuckles. Draw your right foot back. Downward facing dog. I intentionally did not place any downward facing dogs other than this one in this practice. I love downward facing dog. I think it's necessary. I think there's so much to gain here and learn. But I often find sometimes it is used as an unnecessary resting place. Not always, not always. I intentionally took that out today. Bring your knees down. Grab 2 blocks. Should have said that in the beginning of class. 2 blocks. The other option is a blanket, but this is meant to be a little uncomfortable. So we are going to do a heart opener with these blocks and then come back into that same sequence we just did. A little more space here. A little more kindness, a little more love, a little more compassion. Because when we face challenge, when we face discomfort, if we can bring our love game and our compassionate game and our kindness game, that will serve well. So you're going to take 1 block, and it depends. So you can have it on the lower setting, you can have it on the middle setting, okay? But this block is going to go kind of right at the base of your shoulder blades. Now I'm going to take this second block, and my shoulders have been a little bit tight, and I'm going to place it here basically as a pillow. Now, if this is too much, you can always take your blanket, roll it up, but I want to remind you, be wary of how you are defining too much. Is it actually harming and hurting you? Or is it simply uncomfortable? So you can take blanket, roll it like that, and place that right across your shoulder blades. Come into it there. We're also going to be doing that at the end. So here, I'm going to take the block, so I'm going to go in the middle setting. And I'm going to allow the upper part of the block to be right at the base of my shoulder blades. And then this block, you may even need that to be a little bit higher, under the head so that you don't collapse the back of the cervical spine. You let your arms come out to either side. Now, I have cork blocks, which I love and hate. They are uncomfortable, but powerful. So adjust as needed. It may take you a few moments. You may need to shift again the height of the block. You want to find like it's the block or the blanket's not too high up on your back, but it's just at the tips, the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. You know, if you have neck and shoulder stuff, and being on the blocks again is potentially being harmful, use the blanket horizontally across your shoulder blades. And breathe here. Let this softly, sweetly, maybe it doesn't feel so soft or sweet, but allow it to crack your heart right open. Our hearts have an insane capacity. Insane capacity to love. To hold and create and offer both kindness and compassion. Hold space or suffering, but to not tolerate hate and injustice. A few more breaths here. Sometimes it's the coming out of this opening can be the challenge. I recommend bending your knees, rolling to your side, gently supporting your way off the block so you don't fall, collapse onto the floor. Move your block out of the way. Find your way to all fours. You might still feel the ghost of the block in your upper back. Tuck your toes, root down through finger pads. Inhale, lift your hips, your knees. Adho Mukha Svanasana for just a moment. And step or walk your feet forward to the top of your mat, Uttanasana. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up, a little slower this time. Exhale, hands to heart. Release your hands down. Bring your hands to your hips. Establish yourself in your left foot. Lift your right leg up. Bend the left knee, slowly stretch the right leg all the way back, like you're pushing back against something. Then step the right foot down, adjust your stance as needed, coming into a lunge. Interlace your hands behind your skull. Push your skull back into your hands. Lift your elbows back, shoulder blades come together. Lift forward through your heart. Find buoyancy in that back knee. Push off it, coming up into Virabhadrasana 3. As you engage both legs strongly, push back into the mat, that imaginary wall with the right foot. Then push your skull, lift up against your hands as you rise up with your elbows. Breathe. One more breath in. Exhale, bend the left knee as that right leg lands back. Lift up now through the torso. Rise up through the heart, solid through the legs. Push the skull back, elbows back. Full breath in. As you exhale, slowly bend that right knee as if you're allowing it to hover. Then let it softly land. Let that landing root you down more so you can stand up, rise up more. Push your skull into your hands. Push your elbows back, lift through the heart. Stay connected through that left foot. Stay connected through those right toes, back toes. Lift your arms up. Reach your heart into your hands. Are you wide awake? What do you stand for? It's time to pay attention. It's time to listen, learn, act. Time to crack our hearts open with love, kindness, and compassion. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, pull that in. Place your hands on your heart. Lift your heart into your hands. Full breath in. Exhale with your hands on your heart. Bow forward. Release your hands down. Lift the back knee up. Find some buoyancy. Step the right foot forward. Plant it strongly. Inhale, rise all the way up. One last time. It's also only the beginning. Hands to the heart. Release your hands, hands on the hips. Commit to the right foot. Lift the left foot up off the ground. Take a full breath in. Stay steady in that right leg, even if it's wavering. Commit to it as you push, extend like you're resisting against something. Slowly extend that back leg all the way back until it lands. Adjust accordingly. Right? We're always having to adjust accordingly. That is the process of learning and listening and action. As then we learn, we make mistakes, and then we do it again, and we do better. Bring your hands, interlace them the unnatural way behind your skull. Push the skull back into your hands. Come forward, 45-degree angle. Lift the skull back, lift the arm bones back. Find buoyancy in that back leg, and then with some power, step off that back foot. Virabhadrasana 3. What are we choosing to be warriors of? Humanity, justice, kindness, love. Lift your skull into your hands, arm bones back. Push that back foot into that imaginary wall. Stay committed to that front leg. Full breaths. One more breath in. Exhale, bend the right knee. Slowly let that back foot land. Rise the torso up. Again, skull into the hands, arm bones back, elbows back, lift up, take a full breath in. Exhale, slowly let that left knee bend as if it's going to hover, and then let it lightly land. As it lands, root down more to rise up more fully, more clearly, with a more open heart. Push down, lift up, reach back, stretch the arms up. Let's stand up, rise up. And together, create change. With that full breath in, exhale, pull it in, hold it on your heart. Full breath in. Exhale, begin to bow forward. Keep the hands on your heart. Bring your hands down. Lift your back knee. Plant your palms. Step the right foot back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Take 3 rounds of breath here. Breathe in through your nose, exhale out through your mouth. Bend your knees, bring your knees wide. Big toes together to touch. Let your hips shift from left to right as you sink your heels or your hips towards your heels. Before letting your torso land, just pause here with your arms outstretched. Walk your hands in slightly. You're gonna bend your elbows, so it's almost like your arms are coming into a Sphinx position. You're gonna take your left hand and you're gonna bring your fingertips out to the left. So it's in front of your knee, about 45-degree angle. Come up on fingertips. And you're gonna take your right forearm, you're gonna turn it in 90 degrees. Can you guys see that? Turn it in 90 degrees. So that your forearm is now parallel to the top of your mat, and then left hand is out to the left. Take a full breath in as you extend your spine forward, and then as you exhale, push into your left fingertips. You may need to walk it in closer and twist towards the left. It's not a big twist, but it's a solid one. So here you can choose to keep your left fingertips on the ground, or you can push more firmly into that right forearm and stretch your left arm up. Full breath in. Exhale, bring the left hand down. Turn your right forearm to face forward again. Match that forearm now with the left. Pause. Now bring your left hand out, your right hand out to the right. Come up on fingertips. Take your left forearm, turn it 90 degrees inward so the forearm's parallel to the top of your mat. Take a breath in, find length. Exhale, push into your right hand as you twist to the right. Again, you can keep right fingertips here or push more firmly into the left forearm and inhale the right arm up. One more full breath in. Exhale, hands down. Turn your left forearm to point forward. Parallel the right forearm with the left. Once more here, push into your hands, push into your forearms. Keep your hips steady and heavy on your heels, but use your forearms to pull your heart forward. Keep the back of the neck and front of the throat equally long. Slowly lift the torso up. Before we come onto our backs, and take a blanket. If you have another yoga mat, that's good as well. A towel can work. Blanket is usually best. And you're going to, so the blanket is folded like this, you're going to open it up, okay? And then this longer side, you're going to roll from the folded edge to where the tassels are, or the open edge is. So you're going to have this nice long roll, and just set that to your side for now, and come onto your back. Hug both knees into your belly. Rock slightly from side to side. And keep the left leg in towards your belly. Interlace your hands around your left shin. Stretch your right leg up and all the way down to the ground. Gently pull the left leg in towards your belly, but keep your arm bones and your shoulders rooting down on the floor. Keep your feet active. Legs are still slightly active, but not hardened. Not hardened. When we're too hardened, when we are without some balance of softness, it makes it really difficult to shift. It makes it difficult to access our heart. So as you maintain stability here, where can you find some softness? Physically, find it in your shoulders, in your face, in your throat, in your jaw, in your eyes. And draw your right knee back in towards your belly. Switch hands, so place the hands on the right shin as you extend the left arm up, then all the way down to the ground. So you pull the right leg in towards your belly. Again, softness in the shoulders, openness in the heart, softness in the face. steadiness, strength in the legs, but not a hardening. Drop the left leg in one more time. Wrap your arms around both legs as you hug them in. Rock from side to side. Then release the knees, but bring the feet down and just support yourself up for just one moment. And you're going to take your rolled blanket. If lying flat on your back is what you need right now, please do that. I just find this a really sweet therapeutic heart opener that just continues to keep this open. So similar to the placement of your block earlier, you want to make sure it's not too far up because that won't give you enough space. You're kind of rolling so that it's literally right at the tips of the bottom of your shoulder blades. And the arms come out to more of a T shape. Allow your legs to open away from each other. Take a few conscious breaths. Before settling into Shavasana. Even as you settle in here, Shavasana for some can be a very comfortable place. For others, the stillness and the pause is an uncomfortable place. But wherever you are in that, let yourself settle into the work we have ahead of ourselves. The road that lies ahead. May we lock arms. May we open our hearts together. May we stand up, rise up together. take some deeper breaths. If you are able to stay here longer and would like to, please do so. Otherwise, begin to wiggle fingers and toes. Create some small movements. Begin to bend the knees as you plant your feet firmly on the ground. And roll to your right side. If the blanket is underneath your shoulder blades, it makes it hard to hug your knees in towards your chest, so just use your judgment. Move the blanket out of the way. Rest on your side for a moment. And support yourself to a tall seat, keeping the eyes closed. And bring your hands together in front of your heart. Excuse me. Excuse me. That heart, that organ we all have, every person alive that walks this earth at this moment, we have a beating heart. Which means we all have the ability and the gift and the right to breathe. We all have the ability and the gift to choose love, kindness, compassion. We all have the ability to stand up and speak when we see something that is not right. We have the responsibility to guide our younger generations to grow up as kind, compassionate, loving humans who pay attention, who can have the tough conversations, who understand what injustice is, what it looks like, and that it's not right. We are being asked to wake up, to pay attention, to reflect, to learn, to listen, and take action. May we link arms, link hands, link hearts, and rise up, stand up, and create change together. Let's end our practice with one Om. Exhale out all of your air. Take a new breath in. Bow your head to your heart. Bow your head to yourself, to each other, to the road that lies ahead. Bow your head to love, to kindness, to compassion, because love is stronger than fear. With gratitude for the gift of yoga and the blessing of good company, namaste. Thank you all so much. Much gratitude.